Hello again, YouTube. Jake here again with more Reading Too Much Into.
お前らいつも通り正解が一つだと思ったら大間違いだ。今日はゴレンジャー第1話から通算1999回目の放送だ。分かってんな。はい。派手に行くぜ。
Right you are, Gokai Red, and sorry for messing up your catchphrase last time. It's showy, not flashy. That's right, it's Super Sentai's 1999th episode, so let's waste no time that we jump into episode 28. Kaete Kita Uchu Kaizoku. The Space Pirates Return. Our episode starts off, after some foreshadowing, with the one person who could take on Bang Ray in terms of smarmy space wanderer. Captain Marvelous, Gokai Red himself, challenges the giant beast hunter. Kaizo Sentai Jyuohgers was the 35th Super Sentai series and did the absolute most with the fact that it was an anniversary Sentai. The plot revolved around Super Sentai's long history. The enemies of the week were callbacks to the long history. The Sentai's gimmick as a group was them turning into older members. The Sixth Ranger was an encyclopedia of Sentai knowledge. Cameos left, right, and center. One of nearly every single Super Sentai. And it was awesome, topped off with, while not the deepest characters, certainly some of the most entertaining, especially with the sharp-witted, impulsive, sure of himself, magnificent bastard captain of the crew, Captain Marvelous. And I hope someday to get to reviewing the series as a whole. But enough gushing. We've got the show to show us how cool he is. So, the Jyuohgers decide to get in on the fight against Bang Ray. However, since he knows they don't have what he's hunting for, he grabs some memories from Anmu and makes a break for it. Not yet summoning anything, and giving Marvelous a chance to introduce himself and his robot parrot Navi, as they look for a link cube, which will lead to what a pirate loves most, a legendary treasure. And thanks to a blurting out of Leo, Marvelous gets a guide to where said link cube is. Meanwhile, Bang Ray summons up the thief player from Anmu's memory. Oh, right, forgot that that's what the portal to Julim was called. My bad for forgetting the link cube. Though not one to miss details, Marvelous spots a large golden cube within the link cube itself. And, obviously, a dispute begins between the pirates stealing the ancient Juman treasure and the Juman present. However, as the Juman reveal their true forms, the cube lights up, changes shape, and reveals a whale of a tail. Or rather, a tail from a whale. It turns out that far off in the Juman past, a terrible monster attacked that none could stop until the power of the earth created the treasure that they are holding now, allowing the whale to transform into, well, damn it. It's gonna be another new form for the Red Ranger. Should I even bother asking? Why not? It may give me a chuckle. So, when do the other Rangers get their own new extra forms? I'll come back to why I'm not smiling about this later. And so, with this new power, as the first Jyuohgers, he froze the terrible monster in stone, and, summoning forth a cube whale Zord, launched the creature into space, where he no doubt can spend the rest of his eternal life alone in the vacuum, alongside cars, until he too stops thinking. The hollow whale goes on to explain that he went on to create Juland, explaining why everything is cubes there, and how he used the Mark of the Great King as the core to make the Link Cube to hide the land, as well as the smaller marks of kings which share similar powers to it. Thankfully, after the message ends, Tusk is suspicious enough to go, but wait, then why did no one talk about this? But thinking about it is stopped when it's revealed by Bangray's appearance that is the key to what he's been hunting, the cube whale. Okay, I do like the fact that Yamato, being the zoologist and animal lover that he is, does accidentally start acting like Navi is a part of their team, even to Navi's actual owner. I also like the fact that it's not just Captain Marvelous who takes on Bangray for the whole episode. Because I imagine he'd solve the problem far too quickly. Though, after tossing Navi off for his job, Marvelous does join into the fray, mostly to steal the mark. Because, well, he is a pirate after all, making him an enemy of everyone involved. And, naturally, since these guys do not know about other Sentais, they're a bit thrown off when Gokai Red busts out the Ranger key for Go Ranger, followed by Geki Ranger to wail on them. And then lame joke where, seeing him change into Red Buster, Misao feels he lost because he changes forms more than 3 times. Meanwhile, something actually funny... Yeah! Was not ready for that hair dye. That is the 6th Ranger of the Gokaigers, Gokai Silver, Guy. He is a bit over the top, but just that he's excited to be a Sentai member, as well as being a Sentai fanboy / like I said before, encyclopedia. And that chest is what the Gokaigers kept all their Ranger keys in, which they can link together with the little belt buckle thing. Back to the chaos. And Guy here is talking to... Oh, sweet heavens above. So much for cutting away from me. He is talking to Densha Sentai Tokyugers. The reason this is required for me to talk about is... To be honest, I haven't watched Tokyugers despite it being one of the newer Sentais and aired well into my joining the fandom. Thing is, though, I was feeling Toku overloaded, so I took a year off from Kamen Rider and a year off from Super Sentai. Finished the shows that I was watching at the time, but skipped the next. On the Rider side, that means I missed Drive, and on the Sentai side, Tokyugers. Rencha Sentai, not Densha Sentai. Featuring the gimmick of the Rangers being able to swap colors to access different equipment, I believe. And the twist that while in the show they were grown teenagers, in reality they were in fact children the whole time and didn't realize it till near the end, I believe. Now you know why the human teammate of the space pirates is asking small children for Ranger keys. And I thought this was important, for some reason. Let's try jumping back into the episode again. Marvelous attempts to escape into the air, but is closely followed by Yamato, leaving Bangray to pick on Anmu some more and summon up the bowgun player. And for the show to pick on Misao some more and have Anmu convince him to get back into the fight. If there was an actual power scale in this series, that fight would be over in now. Bangray uses the confusion to try and follow the 2 flyers as the Jyuohgers use a lot of excess time to beat the thief, and Misao beats the bowgun with a boomerang. However, when the team looks for Bangray or Yamato, all they find is the rest of the amazing Gokai crew, making a showy entrance. And so, already on edge, the Jyuohgers rush the Gokaigers and the 2 engage in battle. Man, it's like we're getting a free Sentai crossover movie in this, and I bet the next episode. Speaking of, our episode starts to wrap up with the Gokaigers' experience, gruffness, expertise, and in Doc's case, improvised combat styling overwhelmed the Jyuohgers' attempts, only for them to be knocked back by the Jyumen's raw strength and power. To put things back in their favor, out come the Rangers' keys. And the episode ends with the promise of a mid-air clash between the Reds. I'm not gonna lie, just by adding in the Jyuohgers here in Jyuohgers out of nowhere, even though you'd think they would want to take out the Blood Game Death Aliens, and will probably end up with the same "if you need help, call" line that never gets used, maybe. I love the Jyuohgers showiness. Their added flair and the chaos of them wanting to steal the treasure while Bangray wants to hunt down the Megazord tied to it just adds such life to the story. Adding to it, the Jyuohgers interrupting the ED with the newest version of their Super Sentai roll call. Man, I really should get to reviewing Jyuohgers at some point so I can gush about it even harder. That being said, there is an issue that this episode really has brought to the full front of my attention. The laser-like focus on solely making the Red Ranger the most important team member at the cost of building up the rest of the team's characters and arcs. While a lot of Sentais put more emphasis on Red since, well, they are the team leader, a good Sentai knows that even if you do put the emphasis on Red, it should be only special focus on him as a catalyst or force of change for the rest of the team as much as it is, oh, he's the special snowflake that will solve the problem. Have episodes or moments spent on shaping what type of person other characters are, or even have stories of non-Red Rangers or members interacting with each other, making them the solution to the situation in that episode. And that's not to say I've hated all Sentais of the time period I've seen this trend come up. However, I feel with how things have shaped up with those previous Sentais and Jyuohgers here missing time and time again a chance to give the spotlight to the rest of the cast as solidly as they do to Yamato, it's just disappointing. Speaking of disappointing, Kamen Rider Ghost, episode 47, Ko Sorezore no Kagugo, Concord, Everyone's Resolution. You may remember last episode, Two Feathers appeared to likely blow up everyone. Well, they survive the attack and start brawling with him. Takaru tries to share memories with Two Feathers again, but despite this not being the argument, Two Feathers says, "But not all your memories are good," as if that proves anything. Just anything. Takaru never even argued that all memories are good. You see what I mean about feeling this show's written by multiple people? And it's revealed that Two Feathers killed Takaru's dad. Kind of expected at this point, but it could have easily just had been a random Ganma attack as opposed to specifically Two Feathers, but there you have it. I do have a question though. If Two Feathers saw Takaru's dad as a big enough threat to his plan, to whatever at this point, and we see Two Feathers standing over Takaru's dad's body as Child Takaru gets the Musashi crossguard, why did Two Feathers, giant raging evil kill everything my daddy never loved me jackass that he is, not kill Child Takaru? Anyway, this leads to a big should we give in to our emotions and defeat Two Feathers because we can't say kill as an action, just killed as a state of being conflict among the team. Seriously, aside from his first outburst at finding this out, Takeru's just back to his normal bland emotion range. Ends up being Onari, who's a boiling pot of emotions and wants revenge here. And I know he's been the emotional one throughout this, but it's weird when Takeru's just bland when it's his dad. He showed more and more consistent emotions when Alan's dad died. I mean, yes, the argument could be made that he's confused about what to do since he does flare up when he confronts Musashi about having known Adele, Two Feathers, whatever, killed his dad. But I do not trust this show enough to make that assumption anymore. Also, they spend who knows how much or how little to have this one scene where all the icons appear around Takeru for about 15 to 20 seconds before they disappear again. Good use of budget. Another good use of resources. You know how Arya, the sister of the Gamma World family, has been sitting there behind a barrier for the past few episodes? And psychoanalyzing her brother about how, oh, you're just doing this because you have daddy issues. Yeah, Two Feathers just mind controls her as she continues to try and psychoanalyze him. Great use of that character. Got a whole lot accomplished before you removed her usefulness from the story. So, day passes, Takeru has only 2 days of afterlife left, and Spectre does the dumbest damn thing possible. So you remember that one alpha clone of him, and how he has the Deep Spectre icon now? Well, that's funny, because somehow the other characters have forgotten the clone existed, even though they remembered last episode! The clone shows up to tease Spectre more. They're about to fight, but Alan shows up when he sees two Spectres and asks not, was that the clone? Or, what was he doing here? No. Alan asks, who was that? Who was that? The stupid thing being Spectre saying, no, this is my problem, I'll do it myself, I'll carry all the burden, even though my whole introductory story arc is how I shouldn't carry burdens alone and I should trust my friends, so I'm going to grow as a character and not trust my friends and carry the burden all. Moving on! Edith's in the Gamma world and grabs an extra driver and icon while dressed as a ninja. Then we jump back to Alan, who, guess what, goes to get takoyaki and think about his dad. Jump to Takeru, him showing fewer and less genuine emotions than when Alan's father dies, and jump to... I really hate this show. Edith uses the icon from the movie to become Dark Ghost, and the only thing he does with this is try and force open the big rock on the Gamma World side, while Akari tries to open the Human World big rock they have in their basement. Also, give the show this, I honestly wasn't sure if the Spectre who showed up there was the clone or not, till he talked. And yet, again, just the last episode, both Canon and Alan could tell in a second that he wasn't Spectre, and now neither of them notice anything wrong at all. I guess the idea is that he's so connected to Spectre's feelings that he's actually becoming more of a real boy, because becoming a real boy by having your wants replaced by another person's wants isn't creepy at all. And then, when real Spectre appears, everyone's shocked that there's two of them. Holy crap! No one's taking notes when they write these episodes! No one's talking to each other when they write these episodes! So the two start fighting, both of them talking about risking their lives for Takeru's sake, all while Takeru, I kid you not, makes this face. Isn't that just the face you imagine you'd have if you and a friend and a clone of a friend were fighting and both of them were talking about how much they trust Takeru? I'm getting kerfuffled. Isn't that just the face that you would make if two of your friends were fighting to the death? Anyways, they supposedly confirm which one's real by Spectre's sister boner, and the clone wanders off baffled over what he's doing. Oh, and all this from... And since the time they had confirmed that Two Feathers had killed Takeru's dad, to the activating of the portal, Alan jumping in by himself first, apparently took the majority of a day, because when we cut back to Takeru and Spectre, it's already sunset. How do you go through a whole day's worth of light in, giving the show the benefit of the doubt, half an hour of show time passing? Also, the Spectre who won may not actually be real Spectre, may be the clone. Again, props for making it confusing, but, well, the show hasn't really failed at making things confusing. Episode's over, it still sucks. I'm Jake, this is Reading Too Much Into Things, and as always, stay safe.